Hey everyone, Jason back again. I am doing a video today sharing you guys an experience that I had with purchasing a, well, it's titled as a range bag. That's not what I intend to use it for. But it's basically a small duffel bag, very small duffel bag that I wanted to get to keep all of my other pocket knives, the knives that I, just keep in a separate place, not my daily, roundup that I, EDC rotation. These are all my extra knives that I've had for years, that are kind of more of a collection, along with my fixed blades that I just kind of, am not going to keep out in the bedroom in the open that I'm cycling through, wearing day in and day out, but more of the more specific task where I'm going somewhere and that's the knife I want to take with me. So I wanted to go and grab it out of a bag like this rather than a shoebox that's slowly falling apart and overflowing with everything that I have. I also wanted to keep my knife sharpener system and sharpening wax in it as well, so I'm not having to figure out, well, the knife's over here in this box, where the heck was the last time I set out my knife sharpening system? I've got to do better at keeping track of this thing, because it took me 30 minutes to find this sucker, just for the sake of doing this video and making and getting it so I could go ahead and put it in this bag. But the bag is made by a company called Lyman, L-Y-M-A-N. And so the question here, and what I'm going to have you guys determine in the comments, tell me what you think, is this really a range bag or is this just a cheap mini duffel bag? So that's kind of what the video is about. Alright, so I got it off of Amazon. For, well, brand new, they're $14.28 right now, the day that I'm taking this video clip. I paid a little under 13 bucks when I got it a handful of days ago. But they deem it as being a shooting range gun bag for pistols and all the stuff all your shooting gear that you would bring to the range when you bring in a couple of pistols to the range, and you just, need a small bag for all that stuff. Again, it's a bag that's under 15 bucks, so, I wouldn't expect, a whole bunch of padding in it, a whole bunch of interior pockets and stuff, and organizational pockets, and that kind of thing. It's just this tiny little duffel bag. But, because that's all that it is, should you really call it a range bag? That's kind of what I'm getting at and pondering over. Dimensions on it is roughly a little less than 16 by a little less than 9 by a little more than 10. So 15 or 16, 9, 10 roughly. So reading about 30 plus customer comments on it, this was kind of the gist of what I felt like the people were being most honest about. They said, great small bag, not feature laden, as I just mentioned. Think of it as a small gym bag. Really, that's pretty much what it is. But it does the job for the occasional shooter. Again, for under $15, somebody who only goes to the range a handful of times throughout the year. And there's an argument on how often you should go to the range and shoot your firearm, but especially if you carry it on a regular basis. But that's a whole nother discussion. So occasional shooter. It's a cheap bag. Cheap as far as inexpensive. Now, whether or not it's cheap as in quality of materials, we'll talk about that in a second. Does not have any features related to guns. Again, there's no interior pockets, divisionals, organizational, padded, anything to it. It's just, separate compartments of a basic gym bag. So, it is what it is, right? Now, because I got it not for the use as a range bag, but as something just a little bit nicer, a nice step up, a larger place to store all of my extra knives and knife sharpener and empty boxes and stuff. My other considerations were the idea of going with some kind of a tool bag, a zippered, closed-up tool bag. These are tool bags, inexpensive ones from Harbor Freight. That was, I have Harbor Freight just down a little ways down the road, so that was consideration of spending, $10 to $15 doing that. Another idea that I saw, another bag that I looked at on Amazon was this Bulldog brand black range bag. It's got a few more pockets. This looks and seems a little more durable. They call it ballistic nylon, so I don't know how heavy duty that material is, with it being deemed as ballistic nylon. And it's just slightly smaller than this guy, just by an inch here and an inch there in dimensions. So I considered this guy, and he's only around $21. So $5 or $6 more, you could get a little bit nicer quality bag. Maybe more durable. A few extra pockets and stuff to it. But again, for what I was using it for, I figured I'd save my dollars where I could. But if I wanted a range bag, an inexpensive range bag, that would be a good one to go for. That would be a pretty good bag to go for. Another one that I would recommend, again, for that occasional shooter that's not wanting to spend $40 to $100 on a range bag. Another one would be the Allen Tactical Deluxe Tactical Range Bag. I don't know how deluxe that really is. That's kind of more of just marketing words being thrown out there. It's actually slightly bigger than this bag. It's 17 by 8 by 8, so just a hair bigger. But it does come with a padded sleeve for a pistol if you needed a protective padded sleeve for your pistol. So, and that's Endura Fabric Construction. That's that. But those are the bags that I was looking at in consideration, and it's around $24 or $25. So if another $4 or $5 more than the Bulldog branded one. So again, because I was not looking so much for a range bag, but more for just a small duffel bag, basic inexpensive duffel bag to put all this stuff on my knives and stuff in, that I figured I'd save my dollars and go with the basics. So let's zoom in here and I'll show you the bag a little closer up, and I'll go ahead and throw all my stuff in here and see if it actually fits, or how much of it fits. Alrighty, so here's the bag. Let me spread this stuff out a little bit out of the way here so you can actually see the bag on the table. Alright, so you got your two handle straps here with a little Velcro strap joiner. The front little pocket on the front, if you can tell, this is just your very, very thin, suitcase liner material there. The actual outer part of the bag is still fairly thin. Kind of feels like, reminds me of your Frog Tog rain jackets. As far as the outer part of it, kind of feels like that. And then the inside has some kind of a waxy type coating. Not a very heavy coating, actually kind of thin, but still gives a little bit more durability to it, and adds, I guess, a little bit more thickness, and maybe even a water repelling barrier. Not that this bag is by any means is waterproof or all that water resistant, but at least a splash or two. You spill a soda on it and quickly grab the bag and wipe it off. I don't think anything inside of it would get wet as long as you're quick about it. Has your two side pockets, again, that real thin stuff, and then the slightly thicker coated on the inside material like so. And the zippers move pretty good. I would say they move pretty good, and they've just got little nylon cordage there for your pull tabs. It does come with a very basic shoulder strap, so that's all that is. Your main compartment, inside in the bottom, you do have one of those little cardboard covered pads for down at the bottom, just as an extra bit of cushion and just to make sure the base of the bag, keeps its shape. That's really all that's for. Again, the inside material is that just like the outer pockets and side pockets, some kind of a coating on the inside, but just thin nylon fabric weaved on the outside. Nothing stellar about it. It's really not all that heavy duty. I mean, I'm sure you could put about 30 pounds in here and carry it around, but as far as the plastic, very inexpensive plastic pieces for triangular D-rings for clipping on your straps, and they're sewn in that X pattern, the box with the X, with an extra bit of material, and they don't glue that or anything. There's that, and there's some extra thread here. So again, you're paying less than $15 for it. You get what you get, and that's that. Oh, on the bottom, you do have these little plastic round feet on all four corners. So you do have that. But that's pretty much it. So let me fill this thing up with as much of my stuff as I possibly can, and we'll see how that goes. We are all packed up. Everything went in there with probably just with a little bit of room to spare. And of course, there's some knife boxes in here that I don't have to have, that I could just throw out. I actually have boxes from some of my Olight flashlights and other tactical ultra bright flashlights, heavy duty flashlights. But point being, the box is empty and the table is empty. Everything fit in the bag. I could put more in there. I could put a couple more things on the other side, and then I could put, quite a few more things in the middle. So, and then there's nothing in this little front pocket. I haven't put anything in there, so I could slide some thinner items in there as well. So everything fit, and I would say it's probably about 16 to 20 pounds right now, as it is. If I pick it up, say it's somewhere around there, 16 to 20 pounds, somewhere between that. I'm not going to throw it on a scale or anything. That's kind of just my broad guesstimation. So that is that. And again, tell me what you think. Would this really be all that great of a range bag for, being less than 15 bucks, or would you just leave it be as a, inexpensive small duffel bag, gym bag type use? I think it works great for this, and for spending less than $14 on something that holds all this stuff together in one place and is a definite upgrade from a damn shoebox. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm content. I mean, I didn't need anything fancy. I just need something to get the job done. Sometimes that's all that matters. So tell me in the comments what you think about the bag, about maybe the other bags that I showed you. You know, maybe that gave you some quick links to something that you might want to look into, look at purchasing one of those other bags. And as always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you want, and definitely please leave some comments. Constructive criticism, not any bashing. But yeah, I'd love to know what you think about this bag. Maybe some other things that you'd love to get a bag like this for. Again, I kind of felt like I was doing a little bit of the outside the box type thinking of using a range bag as a storage bag for pocket knives and all the other stuff that I threw in here. But so yeah, that's the video. That's what I wanted to share with you. The Lyman range bag type mini duffel bag. Again, no padding, simple pockets, just like a small gym bag. So I like it. I love it. I don't love it. It's a bag. Whoop-de-doo.